Hello and welcome to the Idiot Book Nook. My name is Blazewing. My pronouns are they, them.
Lady Pundit, my pronouns are primarily she, her, sometimes they, them. Today is a she, her kind of day.
And I'm Kurdish. My pronouns are she, her, they, them. Today's a her day.
We're getting into chapter 7 of Fame Has Its Price by the Vampire Jack Townson. But before we get into that, if you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at lanktr.ee/idiotbooknook. You'll be able to find links to our podcast, to the YouTube, to the Twitch, and all of our individual projects if you want to come see what we're up to these days. And with that, chapter 7. I guess we could call this the discovery, maybe?
Yeah, it's when things.
Chapter.
Yeah, I think it's when things go from like, like, ooh, this is so fun, to oh shit, this is a real thing that's happening to me now.
The official chapter
Like,
name is
there's no
Awakening.
going back. Yeah.
The official chapter name is Awakening. But yes, very much I feel that. No, I do get that impression, that you might have thought it was a game to start, and suddenly, oof.
Yeah. I think, and like the full realization and the like, this might not be all fun, I think for him is when he sees how much his reflection has changed. Now, I don't know if it's truly in the sense that like he's physically changed, or if it's just that his new perception reflects, like we all have a kind of like blind eye to what we really perceive, right, of ourselves. So is it that he's changed that much, or that he's never really looked at himself before?
Well, speaking
The eyes and fangs are kind of obvious, but
Yeah. Speaking from vampire lore kind of, I guess, viewpoint, it's common knowledge that, well, humans aren't really all that observant. They're not really all that... They don't notice a lot of shit that's like
Yeah.
right underneath their noses.
Mhm.
And vampires are meant to be more predatory. They're meant to pick up on things, to notice things. So I would actually second that thought.
Yeah. So I mean,
I agree completely, especially because, so typically the only time you would see vampires is at night. And typically at night, people are tired. They're either going to work or they're coming back from work. They got things they got to do. They got a bunch of stuff on their mind. They're not going to pay attention to random people they run across the street. And even if they do see something odd, they'll think, oh, that person's wearing cool contacts. Oh, that person got some like of those weird dental things in. Or, oh, wow, that person clearly needs to get some sunlight, but I'm not one to talk because I'm working the night shift.
yeah, no,
Humans are very
definitely.
self-absorbed at night.
Yeah, that's definitely some, like, I mean, he even like he's just now going over the people he's met through the night, thinking, oh, that person could have been a vampire, that person could have been, like, it's definitely, yeah, it's hitting him in the, oh shit, this is real. And we do get a sense of like what kind of starter pack vampires come with in this universe.
Yes. I was a
Say-
90s kid starter pack.
Yeah, pretty much.
Can I just say that Alexander does not know how to do aftercare?
Of
Well,
course he doesn't. He's a Toreador.
hey, I resent that remark. We know all about etiquette,
You can-
okay?
You can resent the remark and it can still be true.
Just because you know all about etiquette doesn't mean it's observed.
Look, I mean, look at it this way. This guy had some very crazy hanky-panky the night before. Very crazy hanky-panky. He got embraced, turned into a vampire, and when he wakes up, he's not given food. He's not given comfort. The guy that changed him and rocked his world isn't even there, just leaving a note on the nightstand.
And can I just say, oh boy, was his world apparently rocked.
Yeah.
For those of you
Yeah.
that have the book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We didn't go over that part. If you want to experience that, go buy the book. Like, go support Jack. Go buy the fucking book. It's chapter 6. you'll never look at steamy scenes the same way again.
Exactly. And no aftercare afterwards.
Yeah, I get. See, here's the thing: is I get the feeling that this was a no-no. That he should not. That there was either procedures missed or something that I don't think he was supposed, or I think maybe he was supposed to ask permission for someone to turn someone.
So do you think it's kind of like with the Bloodlines Vampire the Masquerade game, where you play as someone who got turned but wasn't supposed to be turned and was about to be executed before the crowd's like, no, don't do that.
Yeah, I kind of get the feeling that like, don't go anywhere, avoid this particular person. I need to do some things that are really important before I introduce you to people. That's kind of sussy.
Sorry, he could have at least left a juice box.
Yeah, but I think we don't have the. I guess he could have left like like one of those blood baggies. Yeah, but
a Capri Sun.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
A bloody Capri Sun.
But again, we're not shown what the rules are in this universe in terms of blood temp and blah 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 blah. So I get the feeling
a chicken. He could have left him a chicken like Audley got.
Yeah, but yeah, I get the feeling that maybe this wasn't on the up and up, and yeah.
I will say I do like the description of how he's reacting to being turned into a vampire, because that's not, from what I've seen in vampire media, which, bearing in mind, I don't have a lot of experience with vampire books. You don't really see much of the whole like, oh, this is what's happening. I like how it's like, I'm breathing, but it's not going through, but I'm somehow alive. And like, the old me is dead. This is the new me. My nails are like talons. Just basically, if I was ever to make my VTM character Isabella turn into a kindred, I imagine they go through a similar phase. Only she'd have a lot more anger. Because it's Isabella, and she has some unresolved rage issues.
You don't say. But yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Now, I think for sure that things are not going to go so smoothly for a little bit. I have a feeling it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy beginning ride for Jack.
I think he's going to have more downs than ups for the time being.
I mean, he already demolished the door and apparently a picture frame. And I like the fact that he's apparently just walking through this club barefoot when we've already gone over the fact that he kind of accidentally shredded at least part of his pajamas.
Bed sheet.
Well, no, he said he put the leather pants and jacket or the hoodie or whatever from the other night.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. But that he decided to be extra. He decided to be extra and like left it like partially unzipped.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's nothing like a Toreador and extra, I suppose.
Yeah.
Not that Critter would know anything about that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. No.
What else do we got?
We have this new character who we don't got a name for that was hanging out with the bartender, who seems to be kind of sort of important. And apparently, from what I'm inferring, does not agree with what Alexander did.
Yeah, there's definitely that vibe.
Yeah, Alexander might be in a bit of trouble here.
So do we want to have, like, theories on who this guy is? I think he's, like, maybe the equivalent of either Alexander's sire or maybe, like, a high vampire official. We don't know if there's, like, a council of vampires, if there's, like, a Camarilla.
Yeah, we don't know what their
Camarilla.
social structure is like at the moment. Whether
We
We
it's
don't
like
even know if
every
they
vamp
have a
for
social
himself
structure.
or if there's rules and
we don't know. We don't have enough information. It's going to be, I think, world building from here on out, because we have a whole new world to we have a whole new world to explore, and I think that we are going to be discovering that as Jack does. I think that's where a good chunk of the world building is going to happen. I
yeah.
like the world building he's done thus far, but there is so much more to explore here.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of questions right now.
Yep, agreed. So, anything else?
Uh,
Yeah, no, I think, well, I mean, on my end, I think we pretty much covered it. He gets, like I said, he gets the standard 90s vampire starter pack where
Mm-hmm.
supervision, super everything. Um,
I do like the fact that he wrote in that whole supernatural quiet part, because that's something you don't really
yeah,
see a lot. It's like you have this
that was
amazing
good.
ability to hear, but at the same time, people can also still cloak their voices from you.
Yeah. I definitely, that was a good detail to add. And it does show that there's a fair amount of forethought that's gone into creating the rules, I guess, or like the physical limitations
Mm-hmm.
of this world. Is that like he thought about, yeah, it's not just about like being able to hear everything, it's about being able to hide what you're saying when you need to, right?
Yeah.
It's a two-way street. And I'd like that that's been thought of.
also like the fact that it makes it so that Jack doesn't automatically become on par with the other vampires,
Mm-hmm.
especially since he just got turned. It would make sense, like, oh yeah, I can do all the things you guys can. No, 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 baby. You just hold your horses. You don't know shit.
Yeah.
Anything else we want to cover?
I
It
think
was a pretty
that's
short. It
kind
was
of it.
you what?
That's kind of it because, like you said, it was a short chapter. It was mostly like him waking up and like figuring out what the fuck happened.
Where do we think?
Didn't mention his sister at all.
Where do we think things are going to go from here?
I think, I mean, my prediction so far, at the very least, is that Alexander wasn't supposed to turn Jack, or at least
Mm-hmm.
not so soon, or he was supposed to make some inquiries beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a feeling that Jack is going to be the one punished for it instead of Alexander.
That is.
See,
That's all
I
I got right now.
think I not sure because that seems like a stereotypical thing to do. Like, oh, you did something you're not supposed to. I'm gonna punish the thing you turned. I feel like if someone's gonna get punished, it actually will be Alexander in a way because it's like you knew you weren't supposed to do this. We've told you not to do this. This might not be the first time he's done this. So since you're going to continue to do that, you're going to have to stay in this building. You're on timeout.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I'm punishing you. You can't go hang out with people. You can't go look at beautiful things. This young man who you turned, yeah, I'm taking them for a bit. Sit here and think about what you did, young man.
That's definitely a possibility.
Go sit in the corner. You're on timeout. You were a naughty boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm gonna go play with your toy now.
So yeah, I think we're just gonna have to wait and find out.
Cool. Well, I guess on that
I do
note, we're
think
gonna.
that someone's gonna get in trouble.
You what?
Someone's gonna get in trouble.
Yep.
Someone's gonna get in trouble for what happened. Clearly, I'm not sure if this is a case of he didn't ask permission before turning somebody, or if it's you have to wait so long before you can turn someone, and what do you mean you just met him last night? You gotta wait at least 2 weeks to vet this person. We don't know anything about them. They could be a part of the Inquisition. It could have all been a lie.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take random hobos off the street.
Well, I guess on that note, we should probably wrap up discussion here then. It's going to be a short discussion,
Yeah.
chapter 2, I think.
That's okay. It happens.
If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can do so at linktr.ee/Idiot Book Nook. You'll be able to find links to our podcast, to the YouTube, to the Twitch, and all of our individual projects on the net if you want to come catch up and see what we're up to. I want to thank you very much for joining us for this discussion episode of Chapter 7, Awakening from Fame Has Its Price by the Vampire Jack Townson. And we hope to see you again soon for Chapter 8. And Chapter 8's title is The Man in the Suit.
Ooh. Yeah, I think we get consequences, I think should be the alternate title for that chapter.
Oh, look, if it isn't the consequences to my own actions. For this episode, I'm Blazewing.
Hello? Hello. I'm Lady Bridget.
And I'm Shy.
And we'll see you guys next episode.